Hello everyone, Thempire Ian here. We've got the first point adjustments of Genesys format. You might note that Genesys format hasn't really had much of a chance to exist yet, but when they were releasing the blog post, they mentioned that the points that we were seeing at release were basically locked in like about a month ago so they could prepare for release. So since they said they're doing monthly releases of point adjustments, here's this month's. And because they released it just after revealing it to everyone, they were able to actually look at what everyone was making and make adjustments based on that. So this is actually a really pivotal moment for Genesys format. Now, you won't be able to find this blog post up on the website because, well, not because it's going to be revised. That's not what it is at all. If you actually read the blog post, it says today is the release of Doom of Dimensions, and you might notice that today is not the release of Doom of Dimensions. So on the release of Doom of Dimensions, we will be seeing this being released because it includes some adjustments for cards from Doom of Dimensions, which means that yes, cards from new sets will be being adjusted point-wise as they release. So that's a really important thing to note. But let's talk about the most important part. What is being adjusted here? Well, let's start with costs going up. We got Chicken Game to 7. That, and Dark World Dealings as well. That hits a ton of deep draw decks. You're already like trying to go in on Pot of Greed. That is 3 copies for 90. Having access to 3 Chicken Game and 3 Dark World Dealings gave you a lot more draw power, and now you don't have that. You can only access 1 Chicken Game or 2 Dark World Dealings. That's going to be a significant shakeup to any deep draw deck. I think it mostly just kills them. Like I don't think deep draw, as it was being conceptualized, can exist with this change. Dimension Shifter to 10. So now instead of costing 15, it costs 30. Now that's actually a significant part of your budget. So now I think there's a possibility that not everything is just going to be decks that play under Shifter. I still think it's probably too little, but that could be adjusted more as we go on. I'm just happy to see it being adjusted at all. I think it shows that they will adjust it if it needs to be adjusted further. Like, I think that's really cool. Honestly, the existence of this adjustment so early in the game's lifespan is filling me with more confidence than anything actually in it, even though the things in it are actually quite good. We have an adjustment to Dominus Spiral, bringing it up to 10. We have an adjustment to Draco Tail, bringing it up from 10 to 20. So we're hitting Draco Tail a little bit harder. But don't worry, we're also going to be hitting some other stuff. Ouroboros going to 67. They said don't play this card. Foolish Burial Goods up to 3. That makes sense to me. Into the Void, another deep draw card going from 1 to 3. So now you can play Chicken Game and Into the Void, and not much else with your 3 Pot of Greed. Noroi, the new Canine card, is going to 10, and Yoku is going to 13. That like stops the Canine stuff all on its own, but there's more hits later as well. Ketu is going from 0 to 20, the new Draco Tail card. Left Arm Offering is going to 7. Lightsworn Dragonling going to 10. Lightsworn deck was actually not terrible, especially with access to Chaos Ruler and Zombie Vampire, so hitting that's a little makes sense to me. We're getting some Lyrilisc hits, which I guess makes sense, because Lyrilisc is a decent deck, can make Utopic Draco Future, which has been hit to 20. That makes sense to me. It should have been hit before. Yeah, we got Barrel Canary to 5, Bird Call to 20. Bird Call is a crazy card if you haven't read it. Multi-Universe to 3, Metaverse to 3. We're trying to stop. The Metaverse is specifically, there's a Mystic Mine deck that was just like, you can Metaverse out the Mystic Mine. Can't do that anymore because it's a 100 cost card. Hope Harbinger's been upped to 20. Dugaris has been moved to 10. Paradise Smasher to 67. Do not play this thing. Do not. Like I said, Draco Future to 20. Numbers Avail to 70. And that's going to have a significant, with the sales ban to 100, that's going to help stop the Rongo Miniad. I always think it's Rongo Nimiad, it's Rongo Miniad stuff. Oh, he made a Manifested Mikanko. Got a little Mikanko hit. Stopping the Ojama traps from doing stupid stuff by putting them to 2 and 3 respectively. It's Ojama Duo to 2, 1 for each of them. Ojama Trio to 3, 1 for each of them. That's perfect. Planet Pathfinder to 3, because again, it's just another way you can get Mystic Mine. Prohibition to 100, fuck this card. Pseudospace to 3, again, is a thing you can use to copy Chicken Game, so bringing it to 3 makes it harder to use Chicken Game. Sideblocker to 61, that one can do some stupid stuff. Sales Band to 100. We're doing a little bit of a hit on Chair Rod. Got Scepter to 5, or Stick Chair, I should say. 7 Sovereignty to 5. This is because you can use the Star Seraph stuff to turbo out Shockmaster, because Shockmaster's at 100. This prevents some of that from happening. Transaction Rollback. Everyone was saying Transaction Rollback needs to have a hit. Now it does. It's hit the 7. So that helps a lot. Trapaholic also hit the 7. Vanquish Soul Holly Sue, another hit to the Vanquish Soul Canine deck, and a hit to Vanquish Soul as a whole. Like as a pure strategy, Vanquish Soul Holly Sue to 10. That's a really needed hit, I think. And that pretty much kills Vanquish Soul Canine, which means I'm going to have to rethink the script I was making and make it into this is what could have been kind of thing instead, I guess. And we have some costs going down. Arahime, the Manifested Mikanko, from 33 to 0. So you can, they changed which Mikanko is being hit, I guess. Blackwing Chinook, the Snow Blast, is going from 5 to 0. Sure. Zephyros going from 15 to 13. Sure, fine by me. Block Dragon from 40 to 33. This means you can play 3 copies of it in a deck now. Although you might want to play other cards instead. Droll Lock from 7 to 5. I don't know why Droll Lock from 7 to 5. I think the idea is to hurt the deep draw stuff even more. I don't like Droll Lock, so I don't like this, but whatever. Gladiator Rejection from 20 to 15. Why are the gladiators hit so hard? I don't know. I don't understand why the gladiator beasts are hit so hard, but at least we're slightly unhitting them a little bit. Feather Duster from 33 to 30. Heavy Storm from 25 to 20. It seems like they're really bringing back a lot of the board breakers. I think that's a cool idea because as it stands right now, a lot of the powerful hand traps are locked behind points, and the powerful board breakers are as well. And so it really incentivizes this game plan where you build up an unbeatable turn 1 board because your opponent's not going to have many hand traps to stop you. And board breakers are a really good way to break that unbreakable board. And so having like these points go down a little bit, I think is good. Imperm, speaking of hand traps, going from 15 to 13, making it a little cheaper. Same with Meowls, going from 5 to 3. Just a little tiny point adjustments that it's hard to actually tell what that's going to do for you, but it could do something. Monster Reborn from 20 to 15. I think that's fine. Premature Burial from 27 to 25. Return of the Dragon Lords from 10 to 7. Like I think these are all pretty good changes. There's still some changes I'd like to see. I'd like to see more of the Gladiator Beasts come off. I don't see why they're all up there. I think now that Canine Vanquish Soul has been hit, Odeon is really like the next thing you got to watch out for, and they're probably going to need to get hit a little bit as well. But otherwise, I'm really liking the look of this. I think this is really cool. This is fulfilling the promise of the format, for me at least, and I think that's exactly what this is like exactly what I wanted. This like at least 400 points. For the 100 points and lower systems, this does exactly what I want and makes the format so much closer to what they're looking to make than it was before. I know they suggested having like things at 200 points. I think even if you go to 101 points, this entire format falls apart. But I guess, whatever. That's your prerogative, that they're not going to run events like that. So who cares? That's only for locals. You can make your locals play a terrible format if you want. That's fine by me, I guess. But yeah, I think this update right here makes me more confident in this format than I ever was before. It definitely shows that they're definitely committed to this idea of frequent updates based on what they're seeing in the community, and I'm really happy about it. Because like there haven't been many events yet, or there haven't been any events yet. There've been lots of locals though, but like not a ton of locals because there hasn't been enough time for that. So this is based on like what little locals data they have and internal testing, and then what they see online. And so like that shows that they're paying attention, and especially considering how much of the stuff they hit. Now they didn't really hit the Odeon deck, and I think the Odeon deck does deserve some hits. So I feel like maybe they're not paying attention fully, but like they're doing, this is like so significantly better than anything Konami has ever done in the past that I'm excited about it, right? I still wish there was pendulums in here. I still wish there was link monsters in here. I wish I could, play my speedroids at full power, but I mean, like, look at this. It's really cool. I think it's really cool that we're getting a format that Konami actually cares about. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with it. Like I said, I have an entire script for K9 Vanquish Soul. I guess I'll just like turn it into this is what we've barely avoided, we narrowly avoided, or something like that. I guess let me know in the comments if you do want to see that video. It seems like a weird thing to post at this point, but I did spend all day yesterday writing it, and I don't want to waste all that time. So but yeah, I think that's all my thoughts on this, but I'm just so excited. Let me know what you think below. I want to know what cards do you think are missing, need more hits? What cards do you think maybe should be eased off on the hits down below? What are your thoughts on just like the responsiveness of Konami here? Let me know that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oopsie doop, before you head out, they actually just released the blog post again. I guess they weren't waiting for Doom Dimensions. I don't know. I don't think there's anything adjusted about it as far as the point totals go. But there is this little bit here at the end. But you'll notice here towards the end here, they say that they hit Spiral and Noroi. But they, as we didn't mention, yeah, they didn't hit Doomsy or Radiant Typhoon. So I guess like when it comes to powerful archetypes, if there's like weak archetypes, that'll be one thing. But for powerful archetypes, like I imagine Doomsy seems pretty powerful. There will be like I would say a period of like 4 to 6 weeks. They say the ideal length is like 4 to 6 weeks for a new update to the point system. And so in that 4 to 6 week period, there's just going to be like whatever the good deck from the current set is, unless it is a pendulum or link focused theme, is just going to kind of dominate the meta for a month. Potentially, like as far as like the good ones go, like if another K9 comes around, like it's just going to dominate the meta for like a month or so, unless they emergency hit it for whatever reason. But yeah, I think that's still fine, maybe? I don't know. Apparently you can also you just talk about the usual places, we'll see it. Oh, but you can also tag it with Yu-Gi-Oh! Genesys to make it easier for them to find. And they're flexible on the update schedule too, so I don't know. I guess we'll like the thing is that this one, for this format, they do seem to be more open to feedback than they ever have been. So I guess we'll see how this goes as it develops. But I just wanted to come in with that update about like, yeah, so Doomsy and Radiant Typhoon are just going to be completely unhit when they come in. For Radiant Typhoon, that's probably fine. Maybe? And then for Doomsy, I don't know. It's hard to say. But that's just where we're at. And I guess we'll see how it goes, and they'll see how it goes, and we'll move on from there. It is kind of exciting that they're just willing to experiment like this, though, right? I think that's really interesting. But yeah, okay, that's it for this little tidbit here at the end. Again, let me know what you think of all this in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment, and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too can find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity, among other benefits. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Fleakill, Haru Hayes, the Almighty Ferret Lord, Fire Mizumi, and Beastman. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye!